Hi, I'm Bill. I'm here with Jesse.
Hello.
We're at the Minimalist Garden. We're going to talk about, we're going to do a little winter walk around the Minimalist Garden here and explain a little bit about what's going on here. Over in here, you remember last year we put the leaves and stuff back in here, and then we put the bird seed on top of that, and then the deer and the squirrels and the birds, they come in and they as they eat the seed, they mulch up the leaves. So all this was piled up pretty good in the fall after the leaves fell, and now it's all been kind of mulched down into the ground. Makes very fertile ground here. We planted a wildflower bed here, so we're hoping that that will come in really nice in the spring, but we'll have to wait and see. Over here is our rain barrel, our most recent one, a very simple rain barrel. You can see how the water comes off of the downspout here, goes into the rain barrel. We let it fill up. We often, in the winter time, you might want to open the drain and just let it drain out as it fills, as the water goes in. We like to fill it though, and then we use the water. This is the overflow. This here is the herb garden. And we still have a little bit of this, this is rosemary. Yeah. Rosemary, still growing.
Well, it's a plant that's adapted to colder conditions. Has a thinner, tougher, more succulent leaf.
It smells really good. It's the first day of February tomorrow, so it is the winter time. And but we've got some nice mint and some other herbs growing up in here. So come spring, that'll all come in. Those are perennials, so they'll come in on their own. All this up in here is just winter. These azaleas, they stay green, and we'll expect them in the springtime. They'll come in, have some really nice bright flowers. Over here, remember R2D2 and C3PO? C3PO we had to cut back because it dried out, but it's coming in nice, really nice. And these are really nice plants. Remember what we were talking about, using these blocks as in the driveway. We got denied by the HOA, but we're going to try that again sometime. This works really well. The Minimalist Garden, of course, we always use what we have to enhance the design of the property, but also for useful purposes. Now, we've let the leaves, we've put these leaves in different locations around here. We kind of outlined our little no-mow zone that we've built over in there. The reason that we do this with the leaves, though, with minimal disturbance, is because the butterflies, certain butterflies, come in and the caterpillars weave their cocoons up underneath dry leaves, and so we pile them up around the tree. And in the springtime, after the butterflies emerge, we'll go in there with our grinder, and we'll grind these mulches up and use them for mulch. The other thing here, I know we've talked about this before, but you get along the side of your driveway, car comes over there on a muddy day, chews everything up. We use the sticks and the leaves to treat and heal those areas. And it works really well. In a minimalist garden, you have to suspend your preconceived notions of what a yard ought to be. Our purpose here is to let this space help us to define what it is that it wants to be, as opposed to what we think it ought to be. We lost a tree, you might notice. We had a nice pine tree there. You can see the trunk that we left in the ground, but it just died. Don't really know why. Either old age or it got some kind of a disease or something. It just dried out. So we trimmed all the leaves off and created and used them to create some habitat up in the woods. So let them break down naturally. What you see here is our Dry Creek Meadow. It's winter time, remember, so here, all through here, we have wildflowers planted as well, and they came up really nice last year. We have some video of that. And we're expecting this coming spring. We're going to put some additional seeds in there, and we're going to have some more growth back up in there. This is our fig bush. I just want to talk a minute about that. See, the way figs grow is that they're like rhizomes. They send runners out, and then they start to spring up from the runners. I do have some raspberries here, and they didn't do very well last year, but hopefully every year they come back, so hopefully they'll do more this year. I did get some more blocks from the guys they were doing some curb work, so I asked them to drop a few blocks off so we can continue our experiments with concrete blocks. I think in the long run that's a really good way to utilize that material. Right now it's very expensive for them to dispose of that. It's heavy, it's hard to haul, it's hard on the equipment. If we can figure out a better way to utilize that, then that'll be good for everybody. So we're going to do some experiments with that going forward. A little out there, you can see the habitat we did with the leaves, with the branches from pine tree took down. Here's the Haramuli, which was a disappointment as far as its appearance, but it's very effective at controlling this periwinkle, which was our original idea here. And we found that it's really helped control this periwinkle. When we planted this originally, this was all that periwinkle ground cover. So you can see there's still a little bit here. You have to pull that up every now and then, but overall, this Haramuli has competed very well with that periwinkle and pretty much pushed it out of the picture here. So the woods looks nice. There's a lot of green, oddly enough, up in there. The mosses and the ferns to a lesser extent. We had a hard time this year with the ferns, but
Looks like there's something coming up there.
yeah, the jonquils are coming up because it's been so warm. They're thinking it's springtime already. You know, we might get a double crop of them. Maybe they'll come up and then we'll get cold, then they'll go down, then they'll come up again. Maybe if it doesn't get cold, they'll crop up as soon as the days get a little bit longer and the sun gets a little bit warmer. Then we'll see a nice yellow crop of jonquils up there. Doesn't last too long in the early spring, but it's a nice first flower. The plants themselves are good and hardy, and they compete also with the periwinkle quite well, or live compatibly with it. This pine tree over here was a volunteer, just started coming up, and we nurtured it a little bit, and it grew about 18 inches last year. So that's growing. There's another one over here. It's not doing quite as well, but it's healthy. This is what your riparian forest edge buffer here. We have a variety of trees up just along this section here. It's gone off since this year. We will incorporate this, of course, into our landscape. Just run it out on its own and then just go off with a tree. You have to be careful with this kind of stuff. This could be poison ivy.
Or English ivy, which is an invasive.
If it's poison ivy, the point I want to make is that that resin is on the whole plant, including the stems and stuff. So you have to be very careful around anything that even resembles poison ivy. This right here is what they call Virginia creeper. It is a native. It's from Virginia. It's kind of compatible with the periwinkle, which is not, which is an invasive. but we kind of like the green aspect of this. We need to get in here with the rake. See, here's a little holly tree come in. Another one back there. Hollies are also native trees, as are the pines. And this here is a crepe myrtle, I believe. That one back there, that big one is an oak, and this other one too. The mosses are really nice. This is their time of year. Secret to growing moss. What's the secret, Jess? You remember?
Clear the leaves.
Keep the leaves off, yep. So we were up there a few days ago, went up with our little moss broom and swept them off. And they look really nice. We'll check them out on another time, not this time. All that is coming in nice. This is a managed woodland. And we enjoy it very much.